Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here. So, before I begin with the review of the film that we're going to be talking about today, I am a little upset over the fact that due to the current situation, it looks like I will not be seeing Christopher Nolan's Tenet. I really wanted to see this movie because Christopher Nolan definitely is one of the best filmmakers in Hollywood today, but because of the fact that New York's movie theaters are still not open, and the fact that I just do not have the time to go to one of my neighboring states to go see a movie, it's a very good possibility that I'm not going to be able to see this movie while it's in theaters. It's a shame, because I've been dying to go back to the movies, and I am still a little nervous about what will actually be in theaters before this year is over, because we just got the Dune trailer, which looks fantastic. Wonder Woman just got pushed to Christmas Day. We have no idea what the status of Black Widow or Disney's Pixar movie Soul is at the moment, but thank goodness there are still some opportunities for me to see some brand new movies via the streaming services. And one of them actually was in theaters, but I was willing to spend the money for the sake of actually seeing it in the comfort of my own home, just because it was a little more convenient with what I'm dealing with right now, and that, of course, is the highly anticipated third installment of the wonderful and joyful and most excellent saga that is Bill and Ted. And that, of course, is Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves returning as Bill and Ted in Bill and Ted Face the Music. This movie also stars Kristen Schaal and some very interesting new faces that, at least they are to me, and that, of course, is Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne, who actually play Bill and Ted's daughters, Billy and Thea. So, what could I possibly say about Bill and Ted? Because Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is definitely one of the best films and most fun films to have come out of the 1980s. It really embodies the 80s. This is a series of films that was never meant to be taken extremely seriously. It was never going to be one of those true Oscar Gold winners. It was just movies that were made for the sake of people going in to a movie theater and just having a grand old time. And that is basically what we got with the first two films. So the real question was, after all these years, were we going to get a third installment that was going to be just as awesome? And you want to know something? It is exactly what all of us wanted to get. And maybe we got a little bit more out of it. All I have to say about this movie, which is probably the most positive thing, Keanu Reeves. We take a look at the movies that he has made ever since he started pretty much with Bill and Ted and a couple of other small roles. He has done movies from Bram Stoker's Dracula, to Speed, to the Matrix trilogy, and now, of course, he is known for the epicness that is John Wick. The fact that he came back to this little franchise and gave us his all shows us that he truly appreciates his humble beginnings, and the fact that he was able to also bring Alex Winter back with him, and some of the other cast members did join them as well, and we even got a little tribute to the late George Carlin, who played Rufus. The newcomers to this film are definitely fun to watch. The young ladies who play Bill and Ted's daughters definitely played on all the mannerisms that Bill and Ted had ever since they made Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It is exactly what we want. Time traveling with some very interesting plots. So the two big plots of the story were actually things that I really didn't see coming. There actually seemed to be a little bit more story driving this film rather than just Bill and Ted just being flat out funny and trying to gather iconic people from history for a history report so they don't flunk out of school. This movie definitely has a lot of heart. There's definitely a lot of fun to be had here. The music, of course, is awesome, and some of the actors that are chosen to play famous faces in history, particularly in this case, music history, is definitely a treat. This movie as a whole is definitely a true, unadulterated treat for people who just love having good times at the movie theaters. It really isn't anything negative that I can say. It was fun. I had a good time with the movie. It was just so great to see these legendary characters of pop culture back in a brand new adventure, and it really does wrap up the whole story in a nice little package if this is going to be, in fact, the last one. But the only thing that I could say that was a little bit negative is just the fact that they couldn't get everybody back, minus George Carlin, of course. I mean, to actually try and get the young ladies who played their wives in Bogus Journey, you know, that would have just been something really nice, but clearly not everybody really did want to come back. But the fact that they did get Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves back, that can totally tell that these two just appreciate these roles that they played all those years ago. If you have seen the other Bill and Ted films, I think that this is a movie you will definitely enjoy. This is, once again, not going to be something that changes your life unless this is actually the first time that you are being exposed to Bill and Ted. This will definitely change your life because you will just be glad that you saw these awesome characters in this film. Though it is not necessarily a movie that I am going to want to see again. I mean, I do own Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure on DVD, but I don't have Bogus Journey, and I guess it's just because of the fact that while these movies are fun, I don't necessarily see a lot of rewatchability, but I do love the first one. I truly, truly do. But it's not necessarily a movie that I would see countless times. Could it be a movie that I would be interested in getting on DVD? Maybe. I mean, at some point in time, I wouldn't be surprised if I did in fact get all three Bill and Ted movies on DVD, but I am still very glad that I was able to see this movie because I'm always excited, especially in 2020, to try and see something new, just to keep the show going for the rest of 2020. So I am going to give Bill and Ted Face the Music 3 stars out of 4. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Bill and Ted Face the Music, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.